What is going on, Arizona sports fan family? How are we doing out here today on this wonderful Wednesday afternoon? Well, we're here to talk some Arizona Cardinals. What is going on, everybody? Come one, come all. We are here to talk some Arizona Cardinals. Big shout out to everybody that's currently in the chat right now. We're already rocking with 24 people, and we just went live about 10 seconds ago. Appreciate you guys for coming through. Absolutely huge. Now, I need to figure out the logistics of when I need to go live. So definitely, I'm going to be asking you guys a lot of questions here pretty soon, because what I want to start doing is provide you guys a consistent show from here on out. So I need to look at the logistics. Obviously, I need to make it work with my life, but I want to give you guys a consistent live stream show, just talking everything Arizona Cardinals, ladies and gentlemen. That's coming up TBD. This Arizona sports fan community is going nowhere but just absolutely up, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you so very much for everybody that's currently in the chat right now. We got Terry, we got Alex, Vane, Brandon, Mikey, Fire Cliff, Martin, Jude. What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you for coming through. We have a fun-filled show for you guys today. We're going to talk everything Arizona Cardinals, your favorite team, my favorite team. But the most important thing that we're going to dive right into, ladies and gentlemen, is the trade deadline that's going to be happening pretty soon. The trade deadline is set to be expiring next Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time, which I believe that's 1 p.m. here in Arizona. So just keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, we still got some time before the Arizona Cardinals can make some moves. So just because we haven't made a move quite 100% yet, or actually, I guess we did, right? We traded for Robbie Anderson. But what I'm saying is that, closer to the deadline, we still have plenty of time. But there is some other news, around the NFL that I want to cover, and I want to get your guys' take on this whole situation as well. So I appreciate everybody for coming through. Let's get started. Now, I always want to go ahead and start off by saying this, ladies and gentlemen. There's so many people that come in the chat, especially later on towards the show. So if you want to get your comment read and put on the show, the best way to do it is doing a super chat. It helps the channel grow out tremendously. It helps me out, and I just reinvest it back into the channel to make us get better and better. So make sure super chat is an option if you want to get your comment pinned. If not, no worries, go ahead and communicate via chat. Here is absolutely fun to see the bird game just kind of go back and forth in the chat here below. Start a conversation, make a friend. Let's get started on this show, ladies and gentlemen. First thing I want to talk about here is going to be Cardinal moves that ended up happening today. Now, also keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, and I talk about this every single time, right? Please keep in mind that this changes so often that just because it happens today doesn't mean nothing changes tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, all that different stuff. So things move around within the practice squad and all that different stuff. Just kind of keep that in mind. So these are the latest moves from the Arizona Cardinals here. So the Arizona Cardinals ended up signing Rodrigo Blankenship to their active roster. Can we get some fire emojis in the comments below? We have been longing the day that Rodrigo Blankenship was going to be signed back up to the roster. Now, keep in mind, it is most likely going to be game to game because Matt Prater, at least at this very moment, it seemed to be our starter kicker, but he's been going through this really nagging injury that he just kind of been holding him out throughout this entirety of the season, where he's been there, but we've been seeing him in very sporadic games. So Rodrigo Blankenship has now been signed to the active roster, which is really good for me, right? Any chance we can get Rodrigo Blankenship and not Matt Amendola, I'm game for it. We also did make another move today. We placed defensive lineman Rashad Lawrence on injury reserve. So we're going to talk a little bit about Rashad Lawrence a little later on in the stream. We also released Laquan Treadwell from the practice squad. He was a former first-round pick. He was released today, and we ended up signing two offensive linemen, Danny Asadora, as well as Sage Dux Tater. I don't know any of those guys, or actually I know a little bit of Danny, but definitely not Sage. So those are the latest moves for the Arizona Cardinals. I'm absolutely super excited about Rodrigo Blankenship. I'm not going to lie to you. Yes, he missed I think it was an extra point last game, but honestly, he's giving us some consistency that we never had in a while. So I'm hoping that he can be the kicker for the future. I mean, that's all I'm really kind of hoping and praying for at this very moment. So let's dive right into things that already happened in the NFL. And I already saw somebody went ahead and put it in the comments, but this is huge, ladies and gentlemen. Right here is something that I want to talk about. Now, if you guys don't follow me on any of my social platforms, I highly encourage you to do so, because I don't make videos about all the things that happen in the NFL, right? But if you want to get my quick take, definitely follow me on Twitter. Definitely follow me on Instagram. Everything's in the description of this video. So there was big breaking news that ended up happening, not for the Cardinals, but for the Eagles. Now, obviously, the Eagles are a team that seems to be wanting to make that extra push, right? They want to get to that final destination, which is the Super Bowl, and they seem, as of right now, to have that team. But Robert Quinn just got traded to the Eagles from the Chicago Bears. And obviously, I put this up here because I retweeted Adam Schefter's tweet. I said, damn, a 4th rounder, sheesh. So what it took to get Robert Quinn over to the Eagles was a 4th round pick. Dang, like that's absolutely crazy, man. I can't believe it. It's nuts. Robert Quinn got traded away for a 4th round pick. Now, if you take a look to see like all the people that's been traded so far, like even if you take a look at Robbie Anderson, it's peanuts. It's absolutely peanuts in terms of what we're seeing. So unless there's a bona fide superstar, I don't think anybody's willing to give up 1st round picks at this very moment, right? I think we're going to start seeing some 2nd rounders, 3rd rounders, 4th rounders, stuff like that pertaining to this trade deadline, right? If we get superstars, then obviously it's going to be a different scenario in that very moment. But man, Robert Quinn going for a 4th round pick. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Like to me, I always like to look on the other side, right? And be like, damn, Steve Keim's going to do that, right? Now, granted, yes, we have a lot of young talent on our end, right? We got, Cam Thomas, we got Majay, we also got, Victor Demikichi. So, we're not in that drastic of a need of that position, but I always think to myself, dang, somebody couldn't get on the phone and maybe do something like that. What are your guys' thoughts on Robert Quinn? And while I wait for your guys' answers, let me get to Jason here real quick with the super chat. He said, what's up, Mike? We need Duron Payne. Bro, we're going to get to this here pretty soon. I did make a video about Duron Payne as well as, why am I slipping on his name? My goodness. Wow. I am slipping on his name. He's a player that everybody's been talking about here for quite some time. Sorry, y'all. Roquan, my goodness, Roquan Smith. How did I forget? We made a video about Roquan. We also made one about Duron Payne. So we're going to get to Duron Payne here pretty soon. So appreciate the super chat, Jason. Thanks a lot. So that's crazy, right? A 4th round pick for Robert Quinn. Good for him, right? Absolutely good for him. He's going to a contending team. We all know the Chicago Bears are not a contending team. Yes, they have the same record as we do. I'm fully aware, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want any Chicago Bear fans coming up in my chat saying, oh, we got the same record. Let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen. Us Cardinal fans, we just got a crappy, we got a crappy schedule in the beginning, but I think we're going to get it right. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get it right. But yes, we have the same record, but I think there's more expectations for the Arizona Cardinals. We have a team. We have Kyler Murray. We have the pieces. We just need to get healthy. So we will see what happens. But Robert Quinn for a 4th rounder, that's absolutely nuts, in my personal opinion. That's absolutely nuts. We do got Roberts. I'd rather us play the young defense. That's fair. I'm right there with you for sure. Let's see here. Robert Quinn is overrated player with Khalil Mack, and the line never was towards him allowed. Okay, that's fair. So you're saying he was more of a person that took advantage of the situation, right? Being that he had Khalil Mack over there. Okay, that's fair. I do know Robert Quinn was also with the Rams, right? If I'm not mistaken. Let me take a look here. I believe he was with the Rams last year. Let me just double check here real quick. Yeah, I could have sworn he was with the Rams. Yeah, he was with the Rams at one point. Yeah, he was with the Rams. Okay. Yeah, okay. He was with the Rams. I just wanted to just double check my facts. Yeah, so I mean, that's fair. I'm not quite 100% sure if I 100% agree with you, but I can kind of see where you're coming from there. What did he have in 2021 stats? Let's take a look to see what Robert Quinn had. Before 4th round pick, I mean, dang, that's pretty not bad. So we have 2022 here. He's got 1 sack, 6 solo tackles. Nothing too crazy for this year. But we want to look at 2021. Let's take a look to see if we can see from Pro Football. See if anything pops up here on my end. Just seeing a lot of... Oh, here we go. 2021. Okay, so he was with the LA Rams in 2016 and 2017. Chicago Bears 2020, 2021, and 2022. I mean, he had 18 sacks. He had 18 sacks last year 2021, and then 2019, 11.5 sacks. So, I mean, he's productive. He's productive. Fourth round pick. I mean, you can't really, I do agree with you though. I do agree. I want to see what Cam Thomas can do as well as Najee Sanders. So I do agree with you there. But man, to see a player like Robert Quinn go for a fourth rounder, sheesh. I really do hope our Arizona Cardinal GM, Steve Keim, is getting on the phone right now and bloop, 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 making some phone calls, right? Maybe not just for, making trades, but maybe getting some trades as well, right? Let's see if we can be buyers and sellers, because I think this is going to be a huge offseason, or at least, I'm sorry, this is going to be a huge trade deadline for the Arizona Cardinals to see if we can, get some pieces or trade away some pieces for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, if you guys didn't see this, Roquan Smith was a guy that we talked about on Monday's video. Now he got very emotional. When they talked about Robert Quinn getting traded to the Eagles, he got very, very emotional. I do feel bad for the guy. I know I know Roquan Smith does want to leave the Bears, or at least there was, trades. He wanted to get traded away from them. He wants an extension. He still hasn't gotten one. And it's kind of one of those situations. I do feel bad for the young man. I really do. So we'll see what happens with them. So let's talk some Arizona Cardinals, right? We're here to talk some Arizona Cardinals. I know a lot of people want to talk Cardinals more than anything. So let's do this. Let's talk about rumors for the Cardinals, ladies and gentlemen. Rumors for the Cardinals. Now, this is the latest rumor that ended up happening today, and I did release a video about it today as well. Now, if you guys watched it, appreciate you guys. Definitely go ahead and fire emoji in the comment below. But this is the latest rumor. Now, this is to trade away AJ Green. So keep that in mind. This is the latest rumor from the NFL. It says #Packers have engaged in trade talks with the Arizona Cardinals for AJ Green, per ESPN. This is a player Aaron Rodgers has been wanting to work with. Ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts on possibly getting rid of AJ Green? Now, I was able to read some comments on my latest video, and a lot of people don't really seem too impressed, right? They're saying things like, hey, it's going to be a late round pick. No worries. Not that big of a deal. But we've gotten some gems, right? We've gotten some gems in the later round picks, especially the fourth rounders. We got Eno Benjamin for what's like a seventh rounder, I believe it was. So, I mean, we can still get some gems. We can still get some, those diamonds in the roughs in those later round picks. Now, obviously, we have Steve Keim, so it takes a little longer for us to get those gems. But if AJ Green can get traded, I think this is a move that the Arizona Cardinals need to do, because yes, we can possibly just get a fifth rounder, a sixth or a seventh. I'm aware, and I know that's not a lot, right? I get where your guys' mindset is, but I do think in the grand scheme of things, this is the best thing for the Arizona Cardinals to do. Get a fifth rounder, a sixth, a seventh, just depending on what the Packers are willing to give. Trade him away, because at this very moment, I don't see AJ Green being a big part of this offense anymore. I don't see him being a big part in this offense. Have you seen AJ Green's stats in the 2022 season so far? It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible what we've seen from AJ Green. Now, I've kind of gone into some streams and said he doesn't want to be here. Now, I'm not 100% sure if that's a fact or not, but the way that AJ Green has been playing so far, his stats for the 2022 season, and we're going into week 8, is 10 receptions, 56 yards. Bro, that's so bad. That's so bad. We have Greg George that played the first 3 games, and he has easily over 200 yards. AJ Green either doesn't want to be here, doesn't believe in the culture, doesn't like the Cardinals, doesn't like Arizona. I don't know what it is, but it's obvious. AJ Green needs to go. And why not, right? If this is where this value is, even if we get a fifth, a sixth, or a seventh, I say might as well take advantage of the opportunity. Let him go to a team that, in his eyes, he might have a little bit more of a chance, because we are a very crowded wide receiving room right now, especially adding Robbie Anderson. Let me get to my second super chat from Jason Krell. Another super chat. Moneybags Jason says, "Deuces, AJ. It's been good. You are washed, bro." I mean, I agree with this. I absolutely do agree with this take. Now, I hate talking about players, right, in that sort of sense, but I don't think AJ wants to be here, ladies and gentlemen. I really don't. I don't think AJ Green wants to be here. Last year for 2021, he had a really good stat line against or for the Arizona Cardinals last year. But this year, 56 yards with 10 receptions, and we're going into week 8. That's pretty bad. That's not very good, ladies and gentlemen. That's not very good at all. At all. So for his 2021 stats, he did have 848 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, pretty well. His long was 42 yards. So, I mean, he was productive. He was productive in 2021. Something might have happened in 2022, right? That or he probably could have retired. But like, let's be honest. If you got the option to play for an organization, you're going to be getting paid, a couple million, $3 million. You probably take it, right? You probably take it. But I don't think he's happy here. I don't think he wants to be here. Might as well let him do his thing. Let him go out there, go to the Green Bay Packers and see if we can get a 5th, 6th, 7th. I don't think we're going to get anything more than a 4th rounder, if I'm going to be honest with you. The only way I can see anything less is if the Green Bay Packers really do feel like their hands are tied and Aaron Rodgers is really pissed off, right? But I think 5th, 6th, or 7th, or maybe even a 4th is something what we can possibly get for AJ Green. That's just my thoughts. That's my thoughts on it. Let's continue to talk about rumors, right? Let's continue to talk about rumors, not just for the Cardinals, but just in general, right? I ended up seeing this tweet here earlier this week. So this was dated on the 24th. That was 2 days ago. We have NFL rumors saying #Browns are listening to trade offers for Kareem Hunt and cornerback Greedy Williams. Y'all, what are your thoughts? Obviously not Kareem Hunt, right? I think it would be silly to say Kareem Hunt, but for Greedy Williams. Y'all, we've been talking about Greedy Williams for quite some time, especially in the beginning of the season on this channel. What are your guys' thoughts on Greedy Williams? Now, obviously, Kareem Hunt, I don't think he's coming here. I don't think there's really a need for Kareem Hunt. We got James Conner when he gets healthy. He's a beast. We got Eno Benjamin. We got Keontae Ingram. So I think we're good. But my main focus is going to be the cornerback position and the possibility of getting Greedy. Do you guys see all you needed to see from Marco? If you guys don't know, Marco Wilson was voted Defensive Player of the Week this last week. Just FYI, in case that changes your mind. But what are your guys' thoughts on this possibility of Greedy Williams being available? Now, there's nothing out there as of right now saying the Cardinals are interested. There's nothing out there saying that the Cardinals are in talks with the Browns. So this is pure, let's have a conversation, ladies and gentlemen. So I don't want to put false pretenses out there for you guys to think that, oh my God, Mike said this. No. I'm just putting it out there. The Browns are willing to deal out Greedy Williams, an early second round pick. Are you willing to take that plunge? Now, as of right now, if we take a look at our cornerback situation, Byron Murphy, who's playing lights out right now. We got Marco Wilson, who was just the Defensive Player of the Week. We got Trayvon Mullins, which we've seen him very sporadically, right? We haven't seen him very much. And then we have Antonio Hamilton. Are you guys cool with who we have and want to focus on another position? Or do you want another cornerback? What say you, chat? What say you, chat? Let me know in the comments here. What are you guys' thoughts? We have Firecliff says Greedy Williams would be amazing. I do agree with that as well. I think there's a lot of upside, right? I think there's a lot of upside for Greedy Williams. Now, granted, it hasn't panned out very well for him in the Browns, but maybe a different scheme, maybe a different defensive coordinator can kind of shine the light, maybe can kind of help him out a little bit. JP says Mullins was hurt. Yes. Oh, absolutely. I think everybody knows he's hurt. I mean, that's why we haven't seen him. It's not the fact that his production didn't give him on the field, but yeah, he's been hurt since we've pretty much traded for him. We've seen him, I think, a game, very few snaps, but I don't think his production level has really given us the, I guess, excitement level for Trayvon. I think we still did win that trade over the Raiders personally, but I want to see more for Trayvon. I really do. Let's see here. Trying to see what people are saying in the chat. When is Mullins coming back? I'm only assuming soon, but I've been saying soon for the past 2 weeks because the thing is that the way that Cliff Kingsbury and the Arizona Cardinals organization is doing things, they're literally saying week to week or day to day, right? Day to day. So we're kind of in our edge of our seat. We're like, hey, maybe is he coming? Maybe is he not coming? That type of thing. So it's not so much that Trayvon isn't good. I've heard very good things about him from my Raiders content creators that has come to my stream or that has DM me saying that, hey, Trayvon can be very good. It's just a situation of can he stay healthy, right? And as of right now, he's not been able to stay healthy. So it's kind of one of those things. Let's keep it looking in the chat here. How tall is Greedy? I think he's definitely over 6 foot. Let me just confirm here real quick. I know he's a slender guy. 6'2". So 6'2". He's still 24 years old. So he's still very young. He's still very, very young. Jason with another Jason, let's go. Super chatting for days for Jason. Appreciate you, Jason. He says, can we trade away? That's funny. That's funny. Can we trade Keim away? Love my. That's funny. He said, we'll see. I mean, this season is going to be very telling. I'm just going to say that right now. It's going to be very, very telling. So we'll have to kind of wait and see how it all shakes out. But I appreciate the super chat, my guy. So far in the comments, we're not getting very much traction for Greedy. We had a couple people saying, yeah, that would be cool, right? A lot of cool upside, a lot of excitement. Okay, cool. So let's move on to the next one here, right? Let's move on to the next one. And this is the next one I want to show you guys. I made a video about this earlier. This man right here. What are your guys' thoughts on this? So NFL rumors came out and say a number of teams have expressed interest in trading for #Commanders Duron Payne. The market could net a 2023 second day NFL draft pick, according to Ben Sandig, whoever that guy is. So basically, he's coming out here and saying that Duron Payne has been a very hot commodity out here, ladies and gentlemen. Duron Payne is a hot commodity. What say you guys? If you guys can answer maybe just in fire emojis, do you guys want Duron Payne? Because I put a whole video about this young man, and ladies and gentlemen, I am sold. Ladies and gentlemen, I want the Arizona Cardinals to go after this man because I feel like it's the right thing to do. I think Duron Payne should get hired on or traded into the Arizona Cardinals. Anytime you can get a Commanders defensive lineman coming from Alabama, I think you need to jump at the opportunity. Duron Payne is 25 years old, 6'2", 320 pounds, and he's been with the he's been with the Commanders since 2018. First round pick, and I think last time I looked, he had a total of 18 sacks, right? A total of 18 sacks for his young career. So, hey, keep it going. That's what I need. I need the interior, y'all. I need the interior pressure. That's what I'm looking for. Let's get to these super chats here. We got Me Wilson coming up clutch. He says, can we trade Keim for Earl Thomas? That's funny. Well, I'm not sure. I think Earl Thomas retired, right? He might have not, but any chance we can trade Keim, I'm down for him. I appreciate the super chat. Let's get to Ethan. He says, AJ and a first for Jair. Ooh. That's interesting. Okay, that's interesting. But I don't see the Packers trading for Jair or trading away Jair. I'm sorry. Trading away Jair. That's interesting, though. That's interesting. So you're saying one of our first round picks, including AJ, for Jair Alexander. I mean, you would have to throw another cornerback in there too, right? Why the heck not, right? You would have to throw a cornerback in there. I think you would need more than just that, personally. Jair Alexander is a great cornerback. Great cornerback. I think you would at least need to throw another cornerback, whether it's Marco Wilson, whether it's Trayvon Mullins, or Antonio Hamilton. I think it's a no-brainer. You got to also give one of those out as well. Although, yes, a first round is high value, Jair Alexander is as advertised. And that would be a crazy duo. That would be a crazy secondary. Jair, Byron Murphy, Thompson, as well as Budda Baker. That would be insane, man. That would be the equivalent of like no fly zone times like 2. You know what I mean? I think that would be great, but I don't think the Packers would go for it. But I see where you're going, though. I see where you're going, and I like where your mindset is going. But we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But for Duron Payne, let me get this tweet back up here, ladies and gentlemen. I did see a lot of people with the fire emojiing it up, so I appreciate you guys for participating in the chat here below. I think Duron Payne is a no-brainer. I absolutely do. I think Duron Payne is a no-brainer and will absolutely elevate this defensive line. It would absolutely elevate this defensive line for the future. A lot of people are worried, right? We got Zach Allen. We got J.J. Watt. Yes, I agree, but Duron Payne is going to be the guy for the future is what I'm going for. The future is what I'm looking for more than anything. The future. J.J. Watt, we don't know, right? We don't know if he's going to retire. He had, that whole situation with his heart. He just had a baby. And I'm not sure about you guys, ladies and gentlemen, if anybody has a baby or anything like that, but it changes your life. It does. Kids changes your life. It changes your perspective on life as well. So I'm not going to sit here and say JJ Watt's going to leave us or anything like that. But I mean, it does change your life. So we don't really know the extent of what JJ Watt is like, if he's coming back. Is he not going to come back? What's going to happen? All that different stuff. So just kind of keep in mind that when we're talking about the idea of Duron Payne is because, it's kind of up in the air, at least at this very moment. Let's see here. We do have, so let's see where he's at. So I'm trying to look at JJ Watt's contract right now. Let me look at his contract. JJ Watt's contract is until, I believe, 2023, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, is it 2023 or 2022? I think 2023. No, I'm sorry. No. Yeah, this is his last contract. Yeah, this is his last year. There you go. Yeah, there you go. So this is his last year. So JJ Watt's last year is this year. So you know what I mean? So Duron Payne, I feel like would be huge for the Arizona Cardinals. I think it would absolutely be a no-brainer, right? At least in my mind. Me Wilson coming up clutch with another super chat. Appreciate you. He says, if Keim leaves, do you see Matthew coming back one more time? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't, and for this very reason. I don't think we need Matthew anymore. So it's not because Keim is gone, right? That I'm like, oh, I don't think he's coming back. I just don't think there's a need for Matthew to come back. We got Budda Baker, man. Budda Baker is what Tyrann Mathieu used to be, but healthier, right? I mean, Budda Baker did get hurt maybe one time or two times, but when we had the Honey Badger, which I absolutely love the Honey Badger, so don't get me wrong, Tyrann Mathieu and what he brought to this organization was absolute great. I liked it. It was great stuff, right? Some might say that, the him being hurt in 2015 was probably one of the big reasons why we ended up getting crushed by the Panthers, but it's kind of hearsay at this moment. But I don't see him coming back, and for the simple reason of the fact that, like, we don't need him. Like, I like Jalen Thompson. He's been playing very good. And then obviously Budda Baker's Budda Baker. You know what I mean? So I don't see it happening. But if Tyrann wanted to make a statement, then I think that would probably be the best way to do so, right? To come back on a very cheap deal because Keim is gone, right? Possibly. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But I appreciate everybody in the chat. Definitely, absolutely. One last player I want to talk about, everybody. And people have been blowing me up on the Twitter and all the other social medias. I want to get your guys' take on this. Ladies and gentlemen. Bradley Chubb. I've gotten so many DMs saying, Mike, if the Broncos lose, he can be moved away from. Everybody's been telling me about Bradley Chubb. Y'all, I understand the excitement that comes from Bradley Chubb. I really do. And do I want him? Yeah. I think that would be cool. I think that would be awesome. I think that would be great. The biggest problem with it is that he's just going to be so darn expensive, y'all. So darn expensive. And I don't know if the Arizona Cardinals are going to be able to pay him that much. I know it's going to be a rental, right? If we do ended up getting him, Bradley Chubb would be crazy huge if the Arizona Cardinals can somehow work that, right? Because the Broncos are bad. Like, have you guys seen any Broncos game? They look terrible. They absolutely look garbage. Russell Wilson, bad. I would love the idea of Bradley Chubb. I really would. I just don't see it happen though. Like I don't see it happening. So I don't want to get my hopes up too high for Bradley Chubb. Like I see more Duron Payne coming to the Arizona Cardinals because all it's really asking for is a second or a third rounder. Hey, I think that's a no-brainer. But Bradley Chubb, they're probably going to be asking for multiple firsts or at least one first. You know what I mean? So Bradley Chubb would be huge. I'm right there with you. Right there with you. But if Michael Bidwell wasn't our owner, you know what I mean? You know where I'm trying to get at? Michael Bidwell is seen to be on the cheaper side compared to a lot of owners. Because the cap can be moved around to, the cap can be moved around to make sure that it fits under the cap. You can front load a signing bonus, moves things around, get the player to get paid earlier, that type of thing. So it can be moved around. It's just, will Michael Bidwell do something like that? And I just don't see it. I don't see it happening. I think we have a little bit more luck with Duron Payne from the Commanders because he's only going to be like worth a second day draft pick, which is going to be a second or a third rounder essentially. So I like the idea of Bradley Chubb. I really do. So I'm not going to sit here and say like, nah, I don't want to. I do want to. I think it'd be great. But I just don't see it happening. Let me get to this comment here real quick. We have my guy over here. Mikey. He says, Mike, get on Facebook. I actually got a Facebook, my guy. If you go on Facebook and search up the AZ Sports Fan, now it's not like a group where you can kind of join in like that. It's set up differently. It's basically set up like a page where, it's kind of like a fan page more than anything. So we do actually have a Facebook, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not aware, I think it's in the description of this video. So just FYI, we do have a Facebook. We go streaming on YouTube. We stream on Facebook as well as on Twitter as well. And that's only for the live. But the main source here is going to be through YouTube more than anything. But hopefully that helps out. Joey says, yeah, Broncos stink. Absolutely, they do stink for sure. Caleb says, Watt will stay another year if the Cards do deep this year. You think so? Okay. Possibly. Here's the thing, too. I mean, I love what J.J. Watt brings, right? It's just the healthiness, right? It's can he stay healthy for the entirety of the year? Like, that's where it's at. That's kind of where I'm worried about is can he stay healthy? Like, yeah, I think the Arizona Cardinals would love his veteranship, right? Veteran leadership. I think they would love that opportunity. But as of right now, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, can he stay healthy? Let's look. I see a few people mentioning about Trayvon Mullen. Let's take a look to see what he's looking at right now. I haven't gotten any updates from Trayvon Mullen. The last thing that I've heard was like day to day, but like that's the extent of what we're hearing for the Arizona Cardinals, at least as of right now. Let me see if the Arizona Cardinals injury report is out for Wednesday. Let me take a look at the injury report for the Arizona Cardinals. Hopefully Wednesdays is out so we can take a look at it here together. I don't see the injury report out right now for week 8. Let's look at week 7. Trayvon Mullen, where are you? Yeah, questionable. Did he play? Let me take a look. Arizona Cardinals. I don't think Trayvon Mullen played in quite some time. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Yeah, Trayvon Mullen played in week 4 35% of the time. So week 1, nothing. Week 2, nothing. Week 3, nothing. 5, 6, and 7, nothing. The only time we saw Trayvon Mullen was week 4. That's the only time we saw Trayvon Mullen. I haven't got an injury update yet on their website as of right now, but I'm assuming he's going to be day-to-day because he seems to always be day-to-day at this very moment. But yeah, Trayvon Mullen hasn't really done very much for the Arizona Cardinals. The only game we saw him was game 4 because everything else was 0 snap counts. Byron Murphy obviously is a stud. Marco Wilson, he's coming into his own. Jace Whitaker, you don't see him anymore. Antonio Hamilton is taking the position of Jace Whitaker. Christian Matthew we're seeing every once in a while. But that's pretty much the extent of it all. Yeah. So hopefully that answers your question. Trayvon Mullen, at least as of right now, I believe is day to day because that's what they're always kind of telling us. And as of right now, I'm not seeing any injury updates for Trayvon Mullen for week 8. Your guess is as good as mine. I'm going to say day to day at this very moment, though. What's the point of getting him and only playing him once? That's a great question. I don't think the Arizona Cardinals had that in mind. Like, I don't think they thought like, oh snap, he's going to be out long. They probably thought he was going to be available for week 2, week 3, anything like that. So I see where you're coming from, but it's kind of the same thing with Cody Ford, right? When we traded for Cody Ford, it's like the only time we really saw Cody Ford play was this last time around when we played against the Saints because he's been in IR. You know what I mean? So it's like, it sucks because we're not seeing the production for our team or the players that we're trading for. And it does suck, right? It absolutely does suck. Yeah, let me take a look at these linebackers, outside linebacker. Well, I guess they don't have any offensive tackles on here. That's interesting. Interesting. Okay, so I guess this website doesn't have it. But yeah, we saw Cody Ford last week, but that's the extent. He was on an IR for a good majority of it. And I'm not even sure what's happening with Rodney Hudson, y'all. I'm not even sure what's going on with Rodney Hudson. Caleb says, do you think that players would leave because of how... I mean, yeah, possibly. Keep in mind, everybody. Honestly, keep in mind, this is a business, right? You have players come in. There's some players that are in it for the money, right? There's some players that are in it for the money. It's just absolute facts, right? And there's some players that want greatness. They want a legacy. They want to be legendary, right? And that's your DeAndre Hopkins. That's your Larry Fitzgeralds. Those are the players that we need to find, right? Those are the players that we need to gravitate to in the draft, in free agency. Those are the players that are culture builders for our organization. So you will catch some players out there that have a physical ability to play this game of football. And it's a hard game to play, ladies and gentlemen. That's one of the main reasons why they get paid as much as they do, right? A, it's entertainment. B, they're putting their bodies on the line day in, day out. C, we can't do it. Shoot, I tried a power walk earlier today and my leg locked up. You know what I mean? So yeah. The average person probably can't do it, ladies and gentlemen. So that's why they're getting paid as much as they're getting paid. But also keep in mind, there's some people out there that are doing it for the money because it's some really good money, ladies and gentlemen. We need to find the people that are in it for legacy. We need the people that are in it because they want to be great. That's how you build culture. That's how you build an organization, through the draft, through free agency. That's how you bring the players in. Free agency is so tricky, right? Free agency is so tricky because we have players that aren't getting paid by their specific team, right? And they're hitting the open market. Now you have to ask yourself all these questions. Do they not want to, does that team not want to retain them because A, they can't afford them, B, they know what they are in the locker room, C, they know what their work ethic is, or D, maybe they know that they're just out there for the bag and they're not going to do very much anymore, right? We've seen players, Arizona Cardinal fans, we know. We've seen players get paid for the Arizona Cardinals and absolutely done nothing. David Johnson. We've seen it, right? Devon Kennard. We've seen players come into our organization either from the draft or from free agency that got the bag and did nothing. Phillips. Y'all remember him? Jordan Phillips. Y'all remember him? Yeah, he was trash here. He was bad here. And some people said that maybe he never wanted to be here to begin with. Yeah, you might be right. But that also is culture, right? You need to bring culture. You need to bring those guys. You need to bring the DeAndre Hopkins that talks to everybody. That's what you need to do. Let me get to the super chat here. Me Wilson coming up clutch with another super chat. Appreciate you, Me Wilson. He says, what is interesting? Remember Thursday, the announcer said Drew Brees was there and Sean Payton was somewhere, but they didn't say where he was. So you're saying that Sean Payton was there at Thursday Night Football is what you're saying? I mean, possibly, right? Yeah, I mean, possibly. Keep in mind, everybody, what we talk about here in the stream, and a lot of people like to look at this channel, right? They're like, oh, it's just a small YouTube channel, right? Mike, but keep in mind, y'all, this is the second biggest Cardinal channel on this YouTube platform. This right here. So you're a part of the people that are in the chat right now. You're a part of the second biggest Cardinal platform on this this platform. We have the Arizona Cardinals main page, and then you have us, right? You have this community. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that when we talk, and there's a reason why the Arizona Cardinals turned off their comments on a few live streams when they lost. There's reasons for that. Because people know that people are pissed off. Firecliff. They know. Ladies and gentlemen, you are a part of the second biggest Cardinal page on YouTube. Congratulations. And if that doesn't feel cool, then I mean, it feels cool for me because honestly, I'm spearheading this YouTube channel, but this is our channel, y'all. That's why we open up these live streams to have these conversations. But going back to Sean Payton, Wilson, I would love Sean Payton. But I did see a report come out. I don't want to burst anybody's bubble, but I did see a report come out there about Sean Payton saying something like the Chargers is kind of where he wants to go to because of his ties from California. So I don't know if that crushes the dreams for us Arizona Cardinal fans. It might, right? But yes. That's what I heard, right? Rumors, speculations, all that different stuff. But hey, this is a good organization too. You got a franchise quarterback in Kyler Murray. You got DeAndre Hopkins. You got Zach Ertz. You got James Conner. You got a team that's ready to win. That's what you got. So I hope Sean Payton doesn't overlook the Arizona Cardinals because, man, that would be a miracle, ladies and gentlemen. That would be a miracle. I didn't mean to clap, but I did. That would be a miracle. Let me get to no F's given. He says, don't forget Locked On Cardinals. I'm appreciate the super chat, but we're gonna bypass that real quick. Appreciate the super chat though, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, JP. Thank you so very much. This is love it. Thank you so very much. Let's look at the injury report for Week 8. Let's do this right now. We were just given the injury report for Week 8. Let's take a look at it here together. I'm seeing. Okay, maybe let me go into Twitter world here real quick because I know sometimes it's not uploaded on here. Let's see here. I'm not seeing it. I'm on their website right now, and I'm not seeing anything as of right now. I'm just seeing the Vikings, at least as of right now. Maybe we'll give it some time before the official one comes out. Appreciate you, though. Appreciate you. Jason, what's up, Jason? Thank you so very much for being here. My goodness, how do I say it? You've been here this whole time? My bad. He says, are you going to team up with Joe, the Cardinal role? We've had some collabs earlier. Not this year, but it was last year. We've had some collaborations together, but we never done more. But he's a cool guy, though. I like him. Really cool guy. What time is the trade deadline? The trade deadline is going to be this coming Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern. That means I'm not sure where you're at in the world, but 4 p.m. Eastern is what I heard. So that means here in Arizona is going to be 1 p.m. AZ time here. So kind of keep that in mind as well, that it's going to really depend on when you're at, but it is this Tuesday when the trade deadline is going to be. So keep that in mind. Go to Darren Urban's JP. Appreciate you. Darren Urban, Twitter. Let's go. There you go. Yep, there it is. Our injury report is out, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by our guy, Darren Urban from the Arizona Cardinals. This is what we got. We got do not practices, we got limited, and then we got full goes, all right? So do not practice is Max Garcia, Dennis Gardick, Rodney Hudson. What's freaking new, Rodney? DJ Humphries, Christian Matthew, and Jalen Thompson didn't practice. So those are our do not practice or did not practice. We have limited, and then we have Kelvin Beachum, James Conner, Zach Ertz, Cody Ford, Matt Prater, JJ Watt, Darrell Williams. And we have a full go, ladies and gentlemen. A full go with Trayvon Mullen. Trayvon Mullen was a full go today. Let's go. All right, well, there you go. Trayvon Mullen seemed to be a full go in practice today. I will take it. I will take it. Braden says Jalen didn't practice. It looks like he was out. Now, keep in mind when we're talking, in this injury report, it doesn't really give us like veteran days off. So keep that in mind as well. Now, granted, under Jalen Thompson, it does say his injury is a calf issue. So kind of keep that in mind. Sometimes they get some extra breaks or extra days off. So I wouldn't look too much into it, ladies and gentlemen, pertaining to like, oh my God, he's not going to play, right? Usually Thursdays or Fridays is really the injury report we really want to focus on. Thursdays or Fridays are the injury reports we really want to focus on more than anything. But yes, let's go, Mullins. Absolutely. Mikey, I did see you up there. He says, I'm sharing this video on Facebook. Well, you, my friend, appreciate you. Thank you so very much for doing that. Yes, if you guys can definitely do me that huge favor, share this video out. Tell your grandma, tell your friend, tell your sister about the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube, because we are on the road to 10K, ladies and gentlemen. We're on the road to 10K. And last time I looked, we're 42 subscribers away from hitting 10K. And I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but that right there is the number I want to hit. It's a need/want. So it's not really a need, but more of a want to hit. So definitely subscribe it up if you haven't already. If this is your first time here, subscribe it up. Also smack the like button if you guys haven't done so already. Smack it up. Let's get to 100 likes. Chilling here with over 100 people viewing right now. So definitely smack it up 100 likes. Let's do it. Quick question. JP, are you Jordan P by any chance? Just real quick. I'm not sure if you're going incognito or anything. Like, JP, did you change your username to is this Jordan P? Just FYI. Just asking for a friend. But I agree. Ian, what's up? Ian says, bring in Payne. I agree. Duron Payne. Let's go. Let's get it going. So the only person that's in the Minnesota Vikings is Jalen. Is it Nyler? He was a full go, but he's the only person on their report. So, like I said, I'm not going to worry about it too much until maybe Thursday. Maybe Thursday or Friday is when we're going to get a much more better understanding on who's going to play this coming Sunday. So we'll see what happens there. All right, let's take it to the comments here. Caleb says, thoughts on my comment. I'm going to have to try to find that comment. That's the problem. And I get it. There's a lot of people that can't super chat. I'm right there with you, right? I know money is tight for a lot of people, but with 100 people here in this chat, it's so hard for me to keep track with every single comment. It is. And that's why I say, super chat's the best way to get your question answered. It is. It helps the channel grow out, right? It does. I just reinvested back into the channel. And I know a lot of people can't do it, but if you have time, Caleb, just repost it in the chat. Don't spam it, because we have some people that don't like that. So just repost it, and I can see if I can re-see it. Nick says, bring in Roquan. Y'all, did you see Roquan today? Man, that guy, I feel bad for Roquan, man. He ended up breaking down today. The moment that he heard that Robert Quinn got traded, the moment he heard that that Robert Quinn got traded, man, Roquan broke down, man. I feel bad for him. Big time. He wants to go, man. He wants to get traded. He wants to get extended. And it's just one of those situations, y'all. It's one of those situations that it's a business, right? It's a business. And a lot of people kind of forget to look at it that way, especially fans more than anything, right? We like to forget those type of things, but these are people, right? These are people that want either greatness or they want to get the bag, or, they have families to pay for, right? They got housing, to pay for. Everybody's got bills. We all got bills. What's up, Ian? I want to see Eno Benjamin get more snaps, even if Connor comes back. He has that explosiveness that, woo, all right. Well, I mean, I'm glad you're on the Eno train, man. I'm glad you're on the Eno train. And if we can get some Enos in the comments below, that would be absolutely wonderful. I appreciate you guys for doing that. Just a quick Eno. I do like Eno Benjamin. We've been talking about Eno for quite some time, right? On this channel. I think we've drafted him 2 years ago? So 2020 to 22. I think it was 2020 that we ended up drafting him. Yeah, and I've seen him play, man. I've seen him play in ASU. I love it. Eno Benjamin's a beast. He plays bigger. He plays bigger than his body. He does. I'm not sure if you guys ended up seeing, he ended up like knocking a defensive lineman on his bum this last game versus the Saints. I think it was Davenport, if I'm not mistaken. But man, yeah, dude, he plays bigger than his body size. Honestly, this guy is huge. I'm sorry, not huge, but he's got a huge heart. He's got an absolute huge heart. And I really do like Eno Benjamin. Great guy for sure. We got somebody in the chat saying Brian Burns. I don't know if we're going to get Brian Burns, man. I don't, and it's not that I don't want Brian Burns. So keep that. It's not that. So a lot of players I feel like would be cool with the Arizona Cardinals, right? I'll take them. I'll take people, people's defensive players that aren't working out for them and their team. I'll take them. But Brian Burns, I don't think is going to get traded for the simple fact that reports came out saying that the Panthers are not going to trade away Brian Burns because they're looking at him as a focal piece in that Panthers team. So keep that in mind as well. Now, granted, also think of it on this side as well. I guess it just depends, right? It depends on what's offered. Maybe they want a lot of first-round picks for Brian Burns. I don't see the Arizona Cardinals doing anything like that, right? We saw some explosions from our young round talents. So I don't know if the Arizona Cardinals would do that. But one thing we do not want is Robert Quinn. I'm sorry, not Robert Quinn. Why am I'm blanking? My goodness. Well, one thing that we don't want is Brian Burns to go into the NFC West. We do not want that. No way in heck do we want that. We don't want Bradley Chubb. We don't want Kareem Hunt. We don't want any of those big-time players to go to the Rams. We don't want them to go to the 49ers. We don't want them to go to the Seahawks. No. Stay clear of the NFC West. If it's not the Cardinals, please go away. We don't want you guys here, please. We don't. I think Duron Payne is it, y'all. I think Duron Payne is it. I really do. I think Duron Payne is going to be the guy. I don't have any inside information. I don't. I want it that bad. But I want it for the Arizona Cardinals because we've been longing and talking about our interior pressure. And Duron Payne can give us that, y'all. Duron Payne can give it to us. Trust me when I say that. Duron Payne's a beast. He's a dog. I don't know if you guys saw, but I ended up, so I have another channel, right? I have another YouTube channel. If you guys don't know, now you know, right? It's called the NFC West Network. And basically what it is every Tuesday at 6 p.m., and it will be moved to 7 p.m. soon when everything switches over. But at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, we go live on the NFC West Network. We got a Seahawk fan, a very crazy Seahawk fan. we got a Rams fan, and then we also got a 49ers fan. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on that channel. If you guys can do me a huge solid, we have 107 people in here right now. If you guys are already subscribed, let me know in the chat. If you guys aren't subscribed, it is in the description of this video. It's called the NFC West Network. Highly recommend you subscribing over there. We need more Bird Gang love over there because I can't do it alone, y'all. I can't do it alone. I need the support because we're in front of Rams fans. We're in front of 49ers fans. We're in front of Seahawks fans. Need the Bird Gang over there. So definitely subscribe it up. It is in the description of this video, or even if you go to the search bar on YouTube and type in the NFC West Network, boom, super quick, simple. Go over there, subscribe it up. Let's see if we're on the road to 10. We're on the road to 1,000 over there. So definitely subscribe it up. Let's keep it with the comments here. Appreciate you guys. Eric says, Robert Quinn just got traded to the Eagles. We don't got to worry about him. Yes, I apologize. I might have said Robert Quinn. I'm sorry about that if I did. I meant Brian Burns. Yes, Robert Quinn did get traded away to the Eagles. Thanks for correcting me. Sometimes I talk and I'm like, I don't know what I'm saying. So yes, thanks for, if I did say it, appreciate it. But yeah, we don't want Burns in the NFC West. We don't want Bradley Chubb in the NFC West. They got C-Mac over there. They got Christian McCaffrey in the 49ers, but we don't want Kareem Hunt. We don't want any of those players to come. We don't. Please stay over there. Get out of the West. We don't need any more heartache to be on this or to make this division any harder than it is. Caleb, what's up, Caleb? Oh, is this? I'm hoping this is the question that you asked. Do you do FanDuel? If so, what is it? What takes you have for the Cardinals? So do you do FanDuel? If so, what takes do you do for? I don't do FanDuel, and it's not because I'm not a sport like a betting man. I'm actually am. I just never got into the sporting bets. It's a lot of intricacies. It's a lot of things you need to get right in order for us to like win that specific money. And it's cool, right? It's possible. It's just I feel like I would find myself getting very upset if I don't win. As of right now, I'm not on FanDuel. I'm not, and I don't think I have the best advice to give out there. Rams fans have, yes, 100%. Rams fans, even Seahawks are coming. If Seahawks fans are coming out of the woodworks, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, yeah, the Seahawks fans are coming out of the woodworks. We got 730 subscribers now. Thank you so very much, everybody. I appreciate you. The NFC West Network. Here we go. This is what it looks like right there. 730 subscribers. Thanks a lot, everybody. I appreciate you guys for coming through. It's absolute pleasure. You guys will get a kick out of all the people. Trust me. Like we got some characters on there, man. We got Noah, who does the Seahawks. We got Payo Time, who does the Rams. And then we got CJ Ruthless Sports, that does the 49ers. So you guys will truly enjoy it. If you want to like sit down and, waste an hour because you got nothing to do, check out the NFC West Network. It's good content. And it's funny too. It's honestly, it's funny. We ended up getting one of the, persons on there get a pie, like he did like a pie to the face challenge or something like that because he ended up losing a bet. So yeah, check it out. It's cool. Mikey, appreciate you. Thanks, Mikey. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming through very often. I love the communication in the chat though. Thank you. We have Tim says sign Sue. I agree with you. I agree. We have, yes, Jair Alexander from Green Bay. I will be at the Chargers game. Nice. Let's see here. Sue is still available, right? Let me just double check here. I think Sue is still available at this very moment. I'm honestly very surprised that he's still like hasn't been picked up. I'm looking at right now. I'm not seeing him on the list so far, but I think he is still available, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, oh yeah, he's still available. Yep, he's definitely still available. Definitely still available. He's a free agent, so we don't have to trade for Sue if the Arizona Cardinals wanted to do something like that. What's up, Vince? Vince says Baltimore wants AJ too. What? No way. Really? I gotta look this up. Where'd you hear that, my guy? Dang, if we could somehow get that, like if we can get a battle between the Green Bay Packers and Baltimore, sheesh, let's go. I would love nothing more than that. Trust me. That would make sense, though. I mean, the Baltimore Ravens, man, the moment they traded away from Marquise Hollywood Brown and they gave him to us, they haven't had a consistent wide receiver over there. I honestly feel bad for Lamar Jackson. I really do. AJ Green, let's look at Baltimore. Not seeing anything, but I'll definitely do a little bit more research a little later on. I appreciate the comment here. Thank you. Let's see here. Did you see that video of Robbie Anderson clapping some? Oh man, that's funny. Okay, you need to tell me what I can call you, my guy, because there's no way I can pronounce what you just put there. There's no way that I can pronounce whatever you obviously I don't know how to read it, so you got to give me a name that I can call you, my guy. But I did see the video. I don't think it was actually him, is what the rumors are out, right? Is what's been saying. I'm not sure if it was actually him, but I did see it. Y'all, that looked like him, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. That looked exactly like him. That looked exactly like him. We need some D-line help. Yes, I do agree. I do agree. Yeah, that wasn't Robbie. Exactly. Yeah, I don't think it was Robbie either, but man, did that look exactly like his hair? That was on point, though. That was on point. Man, but we got a lot of people talking about okay, let's do this. Give me one free agent. I'm sorry, one trade you want the Arizona Cardinals to do. Just one. One player you want the Arizona Cardinals to go all in for in the chat. So I want this chat to be flooded to the max degree with the one player that you want the Arizona Cardinals to go after. Just one. Is it Jair Alexander? Is it Bradley Chubb? Is it Brian Burns? Is it Roquan Smith? Who is that one person that you want the Arizona Cardinals to trade for? Put it in the chat below, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so curious to figure out where you guys are, kind of where your headspace is or what you guys want. Fletcher Cox. Ooh, Fletcher Cox. Man, we've been wanting Fletcher. Last year, we were talking about Fletcher Cox for days. It's just, he's mad expensive. Ian Duron Payne. Joey says Chubb. Science says Jair. Kareem Hunt. Interesting. AJ Terrell or Chubb. Chandler Jones. That's too soon, man. It's too soon, right? Too soon. William Jackson the third. Didn't he say he wanted to get traded away? Right? Didn't William Jackson say he wanted to get traded? I thought he did. Oh yeah, he's with the Commanders right now. Who wouldn't want to get traded away? Oh yeah, I forgot he's over there with the Commanders right now. Forgot he's with the Commanders right now. Who wouldn't want to get traded away from that team, right? Bro, but yeah, I definitely wanted him in free agency. I'm not gonna lie. Chase Young, sheesh. Yeah, good luck with that one. Call me Chris. All right, cool, Chris. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for letting me know because, like I said, I'm definitely not going to be able to pronounce that or read that. Let's see here. Duron Payne. Quinn Williams. I would say Quinn Williams is a possibility if the Jets weren't as good as they are, or at least per record, right? The Jets have a really good record. I never really go to a team that's like doing very well and say, let me get one of your best players, right? Or one of your best young players, right? It's hard for me to say that because a lot of those teams will like hang up on you real quickly. What you need to do is you need to go for those teams that have the 1, 2, 3 wins. That's the teams you need to poach, right? I know the Arizona Cardinals has 3 wins. I'm fully aware, by the way. But what I'm saying is the teams like the Washington Commanders, right? Them. Also teams like the Bears, right? Those are the teams you got to poach because they ain't going anywhere. Let's be honest. Calais Campbell, sheesh. Bringing back memories, y'all. Bringing back memories. Williams from the Jets. I'm assuming Quinn, right? TJ Watt. Oh, man, that would be the dream. Oh, yeah, you might be on. Isn't TJ Watt still hurt, though? I think TJ Watt, that would make sense, right? Why the heck would the Arizona Cardinals not bring in TJ Watt? He's hurt. We need a hurt guy to come into our roster. You might be right on that one, my guy. You might be right. Here we go. Jay with the super chat. Let's freaking go. Thank you so very much. We're on the road, y'all. We're on the road. We got to buy another jersey pretty soon. Thank you so very much, Jay. He says, yes, we might win a game. I'm sorry. I'm terrible reading right now. He says, yes, we might win a game or two with DeAndre Hopkins. Fire Cliff, hire Vance, let Adrian Wilson be our GM. New blood in the Red Sea. Hashtag let's Vance cook. Thoughts? Honestly, if Cliff gets fired midseason, like if that happens, if Cliff gets fired midseason, Vance Joseph would be a shoo-in for the interim head coach position. Shoo-in. Vance Joseph has done nothing but great things for this defense, and none of them are getting paid right now. I'm going to say none of them, but a lot of the players that are on our defense aren't getting paid very much. So Vance Joseph has been doing wonders for our Arizona Cardinal team defensively. So if Cliff gets fired, and I'm saying if he gets fired, definitely Vance Joseph is going to be a shoo-in for the interim head coach. Now, will he be the head coach for the Arizona Cardinals after? I don't know. And the biggest reason why is I want to bring in somebody that's going to mold Kyler Murray, not mold Kyler Murray, but basically use Kyler Murray's talents and amplify them. And because Vance Joseph is a great defensive coordinator, I feel like he would pawn that job off on somebody else. And I want a head coach that's going to be held accountable to be like, this is my project. Kyler Murray, it's me and you, right? Same mission, same goal. But definitely interim, I do agree with that. And yeah, Adrian Wilson, heck yeah, let's bring him as a GM. I'm down with that for sure. I'm down for that for sure. I know somebody used to say like, Like, why would we bring like Adrian Wilson in because he was molded by like Steve Keim? I disagree with that. Yes, he was molded by Steve Keim, but he's got his own opinions. You know what I mean? He's got his own opinions, and I really do think that he would do a really good job as our GM. Man, he was a baller. He was a baller. Let's see here. What's up, Vanessa? Vanessa says, I think people forget Cardinals have the second schedule and the second hardest schedule in the leagues after the Rams, even before the Bengals, who were in the Super Bowl. Yeah, I do agree with that. I do agree with that. But if we want to be a Super Bowl team, the schedule shouldn't matter, right? Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs don't say anything; they just do it. I want to be that team one day. I want to be that team one day that don't blame. I'm not saying you. And I apologize. I'm not saying you specifically, but like, I'm tired of the injury like the excuses. You know what I mean, or the tough schedules. But I do think that DeAndre Hopkins obviously coming back is huge for the Arizona Cardinals. I was wrong to say that he wasn't going to be a big impact. My main thing I wasn't trying to knock DeAndre Hopkins when I said that. What I was trying to say was I can't believe Cliff Kingsbury couldn't come up with a plan to make this offense excel when he's an offensive guru. You know what I mean? That's what I was really trying to drive that message. But DeAndre Hopkins is as advertised. I'm never going to doubt him. He's huge. Vince, what's up, Vince? I'm going to call you Vince C. I'm going to call you Vince C. Appreciate you, Vince, for the super chat. I'm going to try to see if I can find a comment from you here. Sometimes people do the super chat in, but they didn't put a comment in. So I'm going to try to look for your comment so I can pin it. I appreciate the super chat. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye, AJ. Facts. Did you know Trayvon Mullen? What the heck? Really? Trayvon Mullen is Lamar Jackson's cousin? Are they really? Oh, snap. You're right. Holy crud. Mullen is the cousin of Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson. What the heck? I didn't know that. Well, thanks for letting me know. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. I think Wilson will draft the players we need. Facts. Absolutely 100% facts. I agree. D-Hop is the guru. That's facts. 100%, right? That's what I'm saying. And that's one thing that people aren't really understanding. Like, I get DeAndre Hopkins is great, right? DeAndre Hopkins is advertised. DeAndre Hopkins is that man. Did you guys see him on the mic'd up? Man, he's talking to everybody. He's talking to everybody. Do you know what happened in that mic'd up episode? He went up to number 9, which is Isaiah Simmons. He's like, number 9, what are you doing? He's like, I better not catch you doing that again. DeAndre Hopkins is that guy. He went up to Isaiah Simmons. He's like, you better not, catch you doing that again. And what happens? Isaiah Simmons gets a pick 6 the next few plays later. DeAndre Hopkins is that guy. We need more DeAndre Hopkins. That personality, that adaptability to talk to every single player. Because let's be honest, 53 people on the roster, right? Everybody's personality is not gonna mesh, right? Every personality is not gonna mesh. Put yourself in a position when you're at work, right? You're at work. All your coworkers, or even at school. Put yourself in school if you're young. You're not going to mesh with every personality out there, right? We're different. Everybody's built differently. We have different thoughts. We have different points of view. DeAndre Hopkins is the guy that comes out and that can talk to anybody, that can motivate everybody. Because as what he can do on the field, he won't say anything along the lines that he can't do himself. Holds the accountability. And that's one thing that I loved seeing from that mic'd up episode with DeAndre Hopkins. It was huge. Huge. Absolute. A true leader. My guy Ty over here says true leader. 100% true leader. Vince coming up. Vince C says, no comment. Thank you for giving us the Arizona Cardinal news. Love your channel. I appreciate you, Vince. Thanks a lot. Thanks for coming through. Ben says, we have an attractive roster for a new head coach. Not like, yeah, facts. Facts. The roster that's been built is actually really good. I'm not going to lie to you. And I know I give a lot of crap to Steve Keim. I know. I do. The main thing about Steve Keim that I'm not a fan with is that he's had this job for 10 years. We haven't gotten a Super Bowl. His draft picks have been absolutely mediocre, except for this year. We have some really good draft picks coming around. But for the most part, Steve Keim hasn't done a very good job as a GM role, at least in my eyes, right? I want new culture. I want new blood. I don't want to hear David Johnson. I don't want to hear Chase Edmonds. I don't want to hear Patrick Peterson after they leave our organization say things like there's no culture here. I don't want to hear it anymore. It starts off at the top. And obviously we can't fire Michael Bidwell. We can't fire Michael Bidwell. Next person you can fire is the GM. It's one of my main reasons why I want to, let's start over. Let's get a new culture in here. Let's get a winning culture. That's what I want. Got a super chat coming in here. Appreciate you. We got DMNK1312. Appreciate you. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Let's get a Shanahan tree coach. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that at all. As a fan from Mexico, I was planning to go to Phoenix for a game on November 6th, but I don't know if it's worth it anymore. Yeah, I mean, that's tough. I'm not going to have you spend your money, right? I'm not going to try to convince you. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one, my guy. I don't want to try to convince you. It's your money. You spend it however you want to spend it. The Arizona Cardinals has won one game, right? In the last 9 times at home. So take that how you will. I mean, it's up to you. We got my guy. We got Elijah coming here. Says, "Are we gonna make the playoffs?" I'm sorry, I have to do this every time somebody mentions playoffs. I have to play this video, right? And it's nothing against you. Just FYI, I have to play this.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Facts. Facts. Absolute facts. Yeah, so nothing against you, my dude, but every time I see someone with playoffs, I'm just like, hey, let's beat the Vikings here real quick. You know what I mean? Let's beat the Vikings. Let's get to there, and let's see what type of team we are. Let's go above 500, and we can kind of see where, or actually, we won't even be 500. We would be 500 if we beat the Vikings, right? We wouldn't even be beating or over 5. Oh, my God, that's terrible. Okay, well, let's be at 500, and then we can start talking about playoffs. Appreciate the chat, though. Appreciate it. Flying to Minnesota this Saturday. Oh, nice. Anybody going to Minnesota, like Javi over here on the comments? That's cool. That's cool. Matt Prater is back, Brian says. Actually, I don't know if you've heard, but this was another thing that I ended up seeing here. I know there's a lot of new people coming into the stream, but this is something that I ended up seeing today, that the Arizona Cardinals signed Blankenship to the active roster. So I'm not sure if Matt Prater is going to go or if he's not going to go. But, hey, I'll take either or, right? I'll absolutely take either or, for sure. All right. Well, we've gotten to the point, ladies and gentlemen. We've gotten to the point of the hour and 15-minute mark, or at least close to the hour and 15-minute mark. We usually go for like an hour episodes, usually is what we do. Thank you, everybody, for coming through. I appreciate it. I absolutely appreciate it. This is a random Wednesday, and we had a total of 125 people in here at one point. Thank you, guys, from the bottom of my heart for coming on these live streams. I love talking Arizona Cardinals, and sometimes it almost makes me sick how much I love talking about my team. But I appreciate this community. I appreciate everything that you guys do for this community, showing up on these live streams, watching these reaction videos of me overreacting to one game. I appreciate it, everybody. Thank you. As always, if you guys don't follow me on any of my social platforms, I highly recommend you do so right now. All social platforms will be in the description of this video, and you will see the handles at the bottom of the screen. Follow me there. Follow me Twitter, Instagram. That's where I'm mostly active other than YouTube. Have a great rest of your show. If you don't mind sharing this video out with your friend, your neighbor, your baby mama's cousin, whatever. Appreciate you guys. Thanks a lot for coming through. I will be talking to you guys, or I'll be dropping another video maybe tomorrow, because it's daily content from here on out, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, go Cards.